When writing professional documents, it's important to use standard English to make sure that your reader can understand your writing. So how can you make sure that what you're writing is considered standard English? There are 4 things you should do when you're writing. Avoid figures of speech, avoid jargon, avoid slang, and avoid lengthy words. Let's start with figures of speech. A figure of speech is an expression used to create a certain effect. Usually, these are specific to the region in which they are used, and so it's difficult for people who speak that language as a second language to understand them. Here are some examples of figures of speech. Don't say, life in this office is like a roller coaster. Instead, just explain clearly what life is like a roller coaster means. You could say, we alternate through periods of slow sales and large growth. Don't say, that desk caught an arm and a leg. Instead, say, that desk was very expensive. Instead of using a figure of speech by saying, you can't expect me to do that at the drop of a hat, say, you can't expect me to do that with very little notice. In addition to avoiding figures of speech, you should also avoid jargon to make sure that you're using standard English. Jargon is vocabulary that is specific to a certain group of people or a certain job. People outside of that group or who don't work in that area won't understand the terminology. So instead of saying, this medication may cause rhinitis symptoms, say, this medication may cause nasal congestion. Don't say, Mr. Smith filed an injunction to prevent us from building the fence. Instead, use a layman's term and say, Mr. Smith filed a court order to prevent us from building the fence. You should also avoid slang in your writing. Slang is informal speech common to a specific group of people, and people who are outside of that group don't always understand the slang terms. So instead of saying my bad, simply say I'm sorry. Don't say that statue is supersized, just say that statue is excessively large. And the last thing you should do to assure that you are writing in standard English is to avoid lengthy words. Some people think that using big words makes them look smarter, but it really just makes their writing more difficult to read. So don't say, I am cognizant of the problem, when you really just mean, I am aware of the problem. And don't say, we will remunerate your expenses, when you really mean, we will pay for your expenses. So make sure that your writing is clear and easy for everyone to read. Avoid figures of speech, jargon, slang, and lengthy words.